is creating new bonds with her team and being able to have
Well, either I peed on myself or I tripped something on myself, so.
Savannah plans to attend a community college next year and study criminology and forensics. Savannah, thank you. At this time, we will celebrate our boys basketball seniors. We would like to recognize and give a special thank you to our 3 seniors for their hard work, dedication, and commitment to the success of the Crater Boys basketball program. Kruger Edwards. Kruger is accompanied by his parents, Jeff and Joey, grandparents, Donna and Renetta, brothers, Kramer, Cooper, and Keeper. It's been an amazing experience to play with everyone the last 4 years. I'm most proud of how far we've gotten as a team. Most thankful for the relationships I've made with everyone while playing, and my favorite memory is going to Hawaii with the boys. Kruger Edwards. Jaden Brain. Jaden is accompanied by his parents, Matt and Jim, grandma Kathy Richardson, and brother Colton. I'm most proud of the progress we've made as a team and the connections I've made for the rest of my life. Couldn't have asked for a better group of guys to be around and grow with. I'd like to give a special thanks to my coaching staff for pushing me to be the best I can and supporting me through the process. I plan on playing basketball at an undecided school. Jaden Brain. And finally, Tyler McIntosh. Tyler is accompanied by his parents, Ryan and Kelly, grandparents, Dwayne, Barbara, Uncle Robert, and sister Ashley. Tyler says my best memories are the road trips in which I was able to bond with my friends and teammates. Another great memory is almost dunking on Nate in practice. I'm going to go back there and reread that. Almost dunking on Nate in practice. I am most thankful for the support of my family. I will spend the summer working in Montana, and I intend to pursue a career in the Air Force afterwards. Tyler McIntosh. Ladies and gentlemen, your Crater seniors, thank you. One more time, we have raffle tickets for sale. We're going to announce 3 winners. Those winners are going to have the opportunity to shoot for cash. If you're chosen as one of those 3 winners, you will be able to shoot a free throw for $100, a three-pointer for $200, and a half-court shot for $500. You will also have the opportunity to putt the full distance of the gym for $1,000. Brought to you by the Idiart Law Group.
Hello and welcome, sports fans, to this live video streaming event of Table Rock Sports Productions. I'm Jeff Lang alongside Jason Brewster, coming to you live from Crater High School in Central Point, Oregon. Thank you for joining us tonight. Welcome to the Lithia Superstore Game of the Week, powered by U.S. Cellular at Siskiyou, today featuring the Churchill Lancers and the Crater Comets. We're pleased to bring you this game on TableRockSports.net in partnership with the Central Point School District and our participating community business partners. Be sure to download the new version of our free app. Watch all Table Rock Sport Network events on your phone, tablet, PC, or anywhere that you connect for free. We also invite friends to check out our features on TableRockSports.net, where you can find easy access to live streaming events, Southern Oregon Sports Spotlight, and our new feature, the Alumni Watch. Coverage tonight, again, is made possible by the title sponsor, Lithia Superstore on Highway 62, and General Manager Jason Lawrence. Browse online at lithiasuperstore.com and then come in and work with the outstanding staff, thanks to our title sponsor, Lithia Superstore.
Table Rock Sports is also pleased to welcome a new sponsor this winter, Schlesinger and de Villeneuve Attorneys PC. They specialize in the areas of personal injury, workers' compensation, medical malpractice, wrongful death, and other claims, and have offices in Salem, Eugene, Roseburg, Grants Pass, Medford, and Klamath Falls. Fans also stop into any of the 7 Siskiyou Cellular locations in Southern Oregon for a wide range of your wireless needs. For over 25 years, Siskiyou Cellular has been keeping customers connected to people and things that matter most. Siskiyou Cellular, presenting sponsor of Table Rock Sports.
Folks, again, Jeff Lang alongside Jason Brewster, proud to be with you tonight. We've got about 15 minutes left till tip. We're going to take a break here, hear a few good words from our great sponsors here at TableRockSports.net, and then Jason will come back and we'll have a lot to talk about this big matchup here. We'll be right back on Table Rock Sports.
Rock Sports would like to thank you fans for watching tonight and for your great comments on our new YouTube-based Lithia Superstore Game Center. Located on the homepage of our website, you can watch multiple streams live or go full screen with your favorite team's game. One way to help us keep this great service going is by subscribing to our YouTube channel. Just type Table Rock Sports in the search bar and click on the red subscribe button. You'll be entered to win prizes and get notices on local sporting events before they go live. You help us with a click, we'll help keep you in the game when you can't be there live, and you'll have a chance to win crispy, crunchy chicken and 2020 game tickets to an Oregon College event. Subscribe today.
Circle K is your on-the-go tailgate headquarters. Whether it's a home game or a road game, when you need a big play, call on My Circle K. From their always fresh premium brewed coffee, ice-cold fountain drinks and sodas, fresh made-for-travel deli items. When it comes to special teams, nothing is more special than My Circle K's Kickback Reward Program. Rewards every purchase, every time. Find them, follow them, throw a tailgate party with them. MyCircleK.com.
Listen up, everyone. Listen up. You know that great deal got him a new car? This is the guy from Lithia who made it all possible, Carlos.
Hey, Carlos.
You want someone who's going to take care of you and not just the dealership? My guy should be your guy.
Hola, Carlos.
But not for you, little sister. Thank you for coming.
Find your guy during Jeep Adventure Days going on now at Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford and on lithiasuperstore.com. Not a dealership, a partnership.
This year, don't just replace your windows, renew them with beautiful and energy-efficient windows from Bill's Glass. Having new windows installed by Bill's Glass dramatically update and improves the look of your home and helps reduce energy bills year-round. Let Bill's Glass show you what you've been missing. Bill's Glass, the largest glass company in Southern Oregon for your home or auto, as well as the trusted industry leader for over 40 years. Bill's Glass in Ashland and Medford, and now Bill's Glass in Grants Pass.
It takes meticulous planning, continuous monitoring, and forward thinking to deliver the perfect 3-egg omelet.
Hey, and welcome back here. Jeff Lang alongside Jason Brewster. We're at Crater High School on this Tuesday night that finds us at the pinnacle of the Midwestern League. The number 1 ranked team in the state is here. This is the Churchill Lancers, and they're visiting the number 2 ranked team in the state in the Crater Comets. It's certainly the game of the night, if not the game of the month, week, year within the league, state, whatever you may want to call it. Attendance is high and spirits are high. We just came off of a great game with the girls. Churchill Lancers ranked number 4th on the girls front. Took down the Comets ranked number 5 earlier this evening. You saw that on Table Rock Sports. But getting back to this one, the Churchill Lancers come in with a league record of 13-0, and the Comets come in with a league record of 13-1. So Jason, this game means a lot. The game up north a month ago meant a lot, and we sure saw a great one up there as well.
What fantastic game up in Eugene, but you're right, Jeff. I don't think we've seen a more important game in Central Point, at least in recent memory, as far as the importance of the outcome of this game. Churchill wins, then they have the outright title of Midwestern League champs. If Crater wins, then they're going to be sharing that title with Churchill as co-champs of the Midwestern League. These teams met at Liberty High School back in December 30th at the Les Schwab Invitational. You and I made the trip up to Liberty High School. We didn't stick around for this game. We got to see the Comets in their first game, but the Comets came away. They prevailed against Churchill 64-53 in Liberty, or at Liberty High School. And then again, we had that overtime game in Eugene at Churchill High School where Crater came away with a tough loss, 69-65 to Churchill. Churchill's just a talent-laden, senior-laden team. I mean, you're going to see a bunch of mature basketball players who have been there. We watched most of these players, Jeff, at the state tournament for the last few years. The only one who's kind of a newcomer would be super sophomore Samaje Morgan. Otherwise, we've got a team full of seniors who have all been there and done that. And, that experience, when you come into tight games, as we really saw in Churchill, that experience tends to pay off. So there's a few things that I want to talk about a little bit before the game gets started. First one is the bigs. We have watched, as we've followed Crater throughout this year, Kruger Edwards and Nathan Biddle have been about as tough a front court as Oregon high school basketball has. 6'6", Kruger Edwards, 6'11", five-star recruit Nathan Biddle. They make for a daunting combination in the middle. But this Churchill team's got some bigs that are nobody to sleep on. They've got 3 big, strong players in Kalen O'Neill, Brian Garacki. Garacki, Jeff, is ranked 1st in the state among seniors. O'Neill's ranked 3rd in the state among seniors. And then they've got a Dylan Carson, who I think looks 6'6". He's a big, strong body. We watched him in football. He's also Churchill's quarterback, so you know that he's smart, he's crafty, he's got a nice-looking outside shot. But they've got 3 big guys that they can throw at Biddle and Edwards. So this isn't one of those games where we're going to see Crater really completely overwhelm a team inside.
We got a rotation of really 7 that Coach Kelly Bookin plays, and so it'll be interesting to see. Last year, Crater came into this gymnasium, Churchill came into this gymnasium in a big game, also ranked number 1 in state, and they came away with a large win, a 21-point win, 66-45, and they took the air out of Comet's sails until both, of course, eventually made it to Corvallis. So tonight's senior night. Earlier tonight we had some Crater girls being honored. That's Presley Robison, Kiana Woodard, and Avery Young all have bright futures. And then on the boys front, earlier tonight were recognized as Tyler McIntosh, Kruger Edwards, as well as Jaden Brains. We've got about 7.5 minutes to tip. We're going to go ahead and take a quick break, hear a few more good words from our sponsors, and be right back here at TableRockSports.net.
Let's go! At US Cellular, we heard you. You want a wireless plan that works for you. That's why we're giving you unlimited data for just $30 on a network ranked #1 in network quality performance. All that and no hidden fees. That's the best value in wireless. That work for you? US Cellular. Choose fair.
For the best deals in wireless on a network that works in the middle of anywhere, visit Siskiyou Cellular, your local US Cellular agent. 7 locations, including Central Point off Plaza Boulevard.
The Associates for Oral and Maxillofacial Surgery provide professional, personal, and compassionate care for their patients. Their offices in Medford, Grants Pass, and Klamath Falls practice the full scope of services from corrective jaw surgery to wisdom teeth removal and much more. For more information or to schedule your complimentary dental implant consultation, call 541-779-3781.
We think in our stores that we have the best selection and the best value for the dollar.
My name's Haley, and I've been showing sheep for 5 years through 4-H and pigs for 2 years through 4-H. 2 years ago I got Grand Champion, and today I got Reserve Grand Champion. It's a really good program, and it teaches the kids self-responsibility. The program wouldn't be how it is today if we didn't have people like Sherb coming out and supporting us.
If you shop with us, you will save money.
Dear Dad, I was afraid to say this to your face, but I heard you yelling again from the stands during my game. You were shouting at the coach, the refs, even the other parents. It embarrasses me when you yell at everyone. It really stresses me out. I love sports, I love my team, I just want to play, but not if you always lose your temper. Love, Katie.
Know your role. Learn more at SouthernOregonSports.com.
Those old guys.
Workers' comp claim was denied. Or was it accepted? Now what are you supposed to do? Find out for free. Call Schlesinger and de Villeneuve immediately and let us fight for you.
Since 1991, Medford area residents have looked to Eye Care Associates of Southern Oregon for vision care for the whole family. Specializing in optometry for adults and children, ECA uses state-of-the-art diagnostic tools to scan for health risks and get your prescription just right. Get your students a comprehensive vision check to ensure they have their best chance to learn and succeed. And look good while you see well. Specialists in our optical boutique have extensive styles on hand or can special order. We hope to see your family at Eye Care Associates of Southern Oregon. Visit eyecaresouthern.com to learn more.
Waiting, even a few days, to report a work injury or illness could cost you everything. But how do you know what you should do? Find out for free. Call Schlesinger and de Villeneuve immediately and let us fight for you. The driver of the car that hit me is uninsured. Can I still make a claim? Oh, I know. LetUsFightForYou.com.
For several weeks, the Southern Oregon Sports Commission has shown you examples of good sportsmanship and bad sportsmanship. Here's why. 75% of youth athletes quit sports by the age of 13 because they're not having fun. 75% of rookie referees also quit each year. Why? Well, it's because of the way they're treated by coaches and parents. We can do better. We must do better. Know your role. Learn more at SouthernOregonSports.com.
How long will it take to settle my car accident case? Oh, I know. LetUsFightForYou.com.
Okay.
Doctors James Savage and Rajiv Rajagopal are happy to welcome Dr. Brian Clevenger to the Associates for Oral and Maxillofacial Surgery. Their offices in Medford, Grants Pass, and Klamath Falls offers a full scope of services from corrective jaw surgery, wisdom teeth removal, general anesthesia, dental implants, and much more. For more information or to schedule a consultation, call 541-779-3781. That's 541-779-3781.
Let's go! At US Cellular, we heard you. You want a wireless plan that works for you. That's why we're giving you unlimited data for just $30 on a network ranked #1 in network quality performance. All that and no hidden fees. That's the best value in wireless. That work for you? U.S. Cellular. Choose fair.
For the best deals in wireless on a network that works in the middle of anywhere, visit Siskiyou Cellular, your local U.S. Cellular agent. 7 locations, including Central Point off Plaza Boulevard.
Hello, I'm School Resource Officer Robert Monenbach from the Central Point Police Department. Along with Officer Godley, we work to keep School District 6 students safe. As school resource officers, we receive specialized training to help students feel safe and offer someone to turn to with questions or concerns. This resource is not only for the students, but it extends to the parents and school staff. Part of our duties include visiting each school in Central Point and leading the 5th grade DARE education program each year. Central Point Police Department, dedicated to service and committed to excellence.
Dear Dad, I was afraid to say this to your face, but I heard you yelling again from the stands during my game. You were shouting at the coach, the refs, even the other parents. It embarrasses me when you yell at everyone. It really stresses me out. I love sports. I love my team. I just want to play, but not if you always lose your temper. Love, Katie.
Know your role. Learn more at southernoregonsports.com.
Hey, and welcome back to Crater High School. Jeff Lang alongside Jason Brewster. We got a minute to tip, and we have a big game here for you in the Rogue Valley tonight. So we are super excited to bring you this one on TableRockSports.net. 2 outstanding teams, 2 different style of teams really that play. But Jason and I are happy to bring this one to you. And then, of course, the rest of the season as we follow both these teams to the state tournament at Gill Coliseum in Corvallis in just a couple weeks. National anthem here by the Crater High School pep band.
Hello, I'm Lennox Scott, Chairman and CEO of John O. Scott Real Estate. In 1931, my grandfather started John O. Scott Real Estate. I would like to take a moment to thank you for your trust in allowing us to serve your real estate needs. Helping you realize your home ownership dreams is why we do what we do. But one thing is clear, it takes place one client at a time, each individual buyer or seller, because at the end of the day, it comes down to you. The past few years have been an incredible time of growth for us. We now have over 110 offices and more than 3,000 broker associates in the states of Washington, Oregon, Idaho, and California. But our higher purpose is living life as a contribution.
There we go. Crater High Pep Band. The gymnasium's full, Jason. You look to your left, you look to the right, you look in the upper deck here. Even though it's a north-south night across town, there is flat out a lot of people here at Crater High School tonight.
Yep, this is the hot ticket tonight. It is really just about standing room only, Jeff. I'm not sure we've seen the stands quite this packed yet.
Steal of the century, $5, $6 to get into this great high school game. It's hands down a deal. So if you live close by, get over here. You got a few minutes before it starts. Otherwise, stick with us here on Table Rock Sports. Starting lineups now for Coach Kelly Bookin. Coach Bookin, I believe, is in his 10th year. He is. Starting lineups here being named. That is Morgan wearing number 0. Samanje, he is a sophomore, stands 5'8". He's followed by Brian Garacki, a 6'6" senior wearing number 23. Dylan Pierce, a 6'5" senior wearing number 44. Silas Benyon, the Midwestern League Player of the Year last year, a 6-foot senior. And then lastly is Evan Pia, a 6-foot senior wearing number 24.
So Coach Bookin opting to go with the bigger Dylan Carson in lieu of Kalen O'Neill, Jeff, to start things off. I think what we've seen in the past is the likelihood is Carson, because of his big body, more likely to be guarding Nate Biddle.
And what he's done in the past has been able to run a stretch on the offensive end, and it brings Biddle out from the orange and the 10 and out of that lane. So starting lineups tonight a little bit different for the Comets as Coach Schmierbach is starting all three of his seniors tonight, and that's Tyler McIntosh, a 6'1 senior, wears 33. Kruger Edwards, a 6'6 senior, wears 21. Jaden Vrains, number 0, the 3-year starting point guard. And then Nathan Biddle at 6'11, and followed by Braden Ray. So here we are tipping it. Comets moving from right to left on your screen. Lancers from left to right. Tip 1 by Biddle into the hands of McIntosh.
Look for the Comets to go to Biddle early. Nate Biddle's going to need to establish himself. Here he's posting up as McIntosh takes the first shot of the game. Biddle was being fronted by Carson.
There's the first 3 ball, and that's by Pia, and that's good, and that's got to be good news for Kelly Book, and a help off the offside drive into the hands of Pia, an open look right in front of the Comet bench.
Jeff, these Lancers can fill it up from outside. Not a one of them is a poor shooter from the three-point stripe. Even all their big guys are good shooters from outside.
Again, we've seen a lot of these action over the years. If there is a shooter that you'd want to shoot, it would be Morgan.
Right.
Number 0, the sophomore for the Lancers. Other than that, all can fill it up.
Samaje Morgan, a fun sophomore to watch, Jeff. He may be the quickest player in the state of Oregon, not just on this court tonight. He is lightning quick. He gets to the rim. He facilitates.
Quick timeout for Crater Comets as Biddle was on his back with about 4 inches to go to the baseline, and that'll be a 30-second timeout, and that'll allow a substitution. So with 6:48 left in the first quarter, timeout on the court. We'll be right back in 30 seconds.
1991, Medford area residents have looked to Eye Care Associates of Southern Oregon for vision care for the whole family. Specializing in optometry for adults and children, ECA uses state-of-the-art diagnostic tools to scan for health risks and get your prescription just right. Get your students a comprehensive vision check to ensure they have their best chance to learn and succeed. And look good while you see well. Specialists in our optical boutique have extensive styles on hand or can special order. We hope to see your family at Eye Care Associates of Southern Oregon. Visit eyecaresouthern.com to learn more.
Early three-pointer for the Lancers. That's Evan Pia. Score on the John L. Scott scoreboard. 3-0 Lancers. Comets with an early timeout. A tussle down near the baseline as Biddle had it and got nearly tied up, but an early timeout for him kept the possession here on this end of the court. Garacki and Morgan on Biddle, finds the open man in Braden Ray, and that comes off to the right. Rebound by Dylan Carson. Here's Silas Benyon wearing number 4. He's a Lewis and Clark State College signee. That's an NAIA school in Lewiston, Idaho, a good basketball school. And Silas, of course, was the Midwestern League Player of the Year as a junior last year for Coach Kelly Bookin.
I got to talk to Silas's dad, Jeff, about a month ago, and Silas is very excited about going to Lewiston. He feels like that's a place where the coaches really want him to be. He liked the town a lot. It's a beautiful city, and he said it feels like just the right spot for Silas, so he found the place for him next year.
Nice give and go. That goes to Garacki. He goes up off 2 feet and just throws it down. Does a 6'6 senior. Again, he is the highest ranked senior of play here in the state of Oregon. That's going to be an early foul on Dylan Carson, an off-ball foul as he is pushing too hard against Biddle on the block.
And we're going to see that tonight from Carson, from Garacki, from really all the bigs as Braden Ray misses his second three-point attempt. Badly.
Shot up and in by Dylan Carson as a missed assignment for the Comets. The Comets getting back had to help as Braden Ray was trying to hustle back. They double-teamed the player and dipped it down to Carson for the open shot. A low ball down into Biddle. A lot of contact up and in. I don't know how that pass got through there, but it did. 7-2.
Nate Biddle's long arms gathered that pass in. It was well over out of bounds. Did not go out of bounds. It was just over the out of bounds airspace.
It's an interesting defensive strategy here as Brian Garacki is guarded by Jaden Vrains down on the block. It's a good 7 inches of difference. Nice block by Biddle. Here's an outlet pass to Chubb. Chubb pulls up, decides to go up with the shot knocked out of his hands. Kruger Edwards has it for an open look and a 3 off the rim. Battle for the rebound. Vrains comes down now. And he looks, doesn't have it. And a drive by Kruger Edwards. Off balance, goes up, tips. No, still no go into the hands of Evan Pia. So a lot of action and a lot of shots there by the Comets on that possession. Interesting there that Hunter Chubb is going to be sandwiched, and he pulled up there at the free throw line rather than take that through.
And Jeff, what you were about to mention on that last possession is Jaden Vrains. Well, and that may be exactly why. Jaden Vrains is tasked with guarding 6'6", very athletic big man Brian Garacki, again the #1 senior in the state of Oregon.
And here's a breakaway by Kruger Edwards. He's not going to miss this one. He goes down in traffic, hangs on the rim as he was in traffic and sandwiched. But 2 steals from the Comets there. They convert on 1 of 2, 7-4 here with just under 4 minutes to go.
So again, you're seeing Vrains guarding. Ooh, man, with the back door though. Vrains had his eyes all on Garacki. Kruger Edwards got beat back door, and there was no help side defense.
So again, it's interesting matchups with Vrains being on Garacki, and that puts Kruger Edwards on the smaller, quicker Pia, and Pia had just a back door there. As Biddle goes up from about 7 feet with the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar hook shot, gets that to go. Good defense by both teams here early.
So same thing here, Jeff, where Vrains is watching Garacki. Edwards has to try and keep an eye on Pia.
Long shot by Garacki there.
Now Garacki's posting Vrains up, but he's come up to the elbow.
Another back door, this one time to Benyon. Comets switch and rotate on defense. Again, Garacki finds a much smaller man and puts it about a foot long on that hook shot. And here's Vrains now with a turnover into the hands of Pia, now Garacki. Both teams mishandling the ball here early.
The Comets have been beat on that backdoor cut now, Jeff, 3 or 4 times that we've seen. That's going to have to be a point of emphasis for Coach Schmerbach.
Braden Ray leaves Silas Benyon. Benyon does a step back, but referee says nope, that's a travel right in front of the Crater student section, and Benyon hears it as he comes back on the defensive front. 9-6 in favor of the Lancers here. First quarter, 2 minutes 34 seconds to go.
Both teams sending substitutes in. Now, Jeff, it's important to note, Kalen O'Neill, who just substituted in for the Churchill Lancers. Again, he's the number 3 player in the state of Oregon. He's got that. He was the first senior to commit as he committed to Eastern Washington University in Cheney, Washington. So he's got a big time college commitment, does the man with the ball.
And he's attacked by Colton Vrains, and that's a scrum for the ball in the lane. And Biddle and Vrains are both laying on O'Neill, and O'Neill keeps jerking the ball out. And again, these teams have played each other. That's a technical on both, well, 2 players. That's going to be Isaiah Wallace, who just checked in 7 seconds ago, and Kruger Edwards. So that'll tally up on the personal fouls.
We've only gotten to see 2 games with Isaiah Wallace in him now, Jeff, but he's got to be the Rasheed Wallace of high school basketball. He does not stop talking from the moment he gets on the court till the moment he goes to the bench, and I assume when he's on the bench, he talks to the guys next to him.
Anybody who will listen. Isaiah Wallace was an all-conference player in the Midwestern League as a sophomore.
Right.
This year, he didn't see action until about 20 days ago. He had a meniscus tear where he had a surgery and had been sitting on the bench for a while, but he was an instrumental player for the Lancers in that win over the Comets in overtime as he came out and hit several threes, had 15 points for the Lancers. Here's O'Neill now on the inbounds play. So double technical, no free throws. Ball stays in the possession of Lancers. It was theirs. The Comets won the tip to begin the game. Evan Pia looks for a shot. Kruger Edwards, like his older brother Kiefer, takes it right off the glass. There's a poor pass by Jaden Vrains as a lot of body contact on Biddle on those alley-oops. They know very much how to do that. Open shot for Wallace from the corner. Comes off, rebounded by Malachi Grant, who's checked into the game.
Jeff, I'd like to see Jaden Brains change up the angle that he's trying to throw those entry passes. That's 2 of them now. We've seen him throw from above the top of the key. And that's just, as I've said before, it's a difficult angle. Right there is a good angle to get into Biddle. I like the skip pass from Kruger-Edwards. That should allow Biddle to seal his guy or give another opportunity to post up.
Kruger-Edwards assessing the situation. Here's Malachi Grant, a junior, stands 6'4" into the game. Again, lots of patience. Biddle will settle there for the long three-pointer battle for the rebound. And it's the same 2 players that were tied up for the technical, Wallace and Edwards. This time Edwards comes away with a win, I guess if you would call that, as the personal foul is on Wallace now with 2. Into the game is Hunter Chubb, as well as Braden Ray. Having a seat will be Kruger-Edwards and Jaden Brains, the 2 seniors. Biddle now with a nice play to get his cohort into the play and into the fluidness of the game, and that's Hunter Chubb. So a nice penetration to the elbow, drew the attention, kicked it to Hunter for the open 3.
And we know Chubb can knock down those open 3s, and that's a shot he needs to be involved offensively tonight, as Churchill just continues to pick Crater apart on those backdoor cuts.
And you'll see this in an aggressive defensive game like this, where a good basketball player will make that cut to the glass, and a nice pass, you're going to see those.
But there's got to be help defense on those backdoor cuts, and that's what should be allowed.
Malachi Grant with the shot, a ride to the right, so that'll do it for the end of the first quarter on this John L. Scott scoreboard. It's the Churchill Lancers 11 and the Crater Comets 9. We'll be right back at Crater High School.
It takes meticulous planning, continuous monitoring, and forward thinking to deliver the perfect 3-egg omelet.
When it's lunchtime, it's crunch time. Crispy Crunchy Chicken. Located inside your local My Circle K is your new address for their delicious chicken sandwich on the go. When it's dinner on the run, it's kickback dinner deal time. 8 pieces of fried chicken or tenders, 2 large mashed potatoes, 4 biscuits, and 4 cookies for just $13.99. Get your crunch on today and try the best kept secret in fried chicken. Crispy Crunchy Chicken inside your local My Circle K.
Welcome back to Crater High School. Jeff Lang alongside Jason Brewster, 11-9 in favor of the number 1 ranked Churchill Lancers. These Churchill Lancers played in the state title game last year against Wilsonville. They lost by a 9-point spread up in Corvallis, so finished second place at 5A level. Comets finished 4th as they won the consolation bracket, if you will.
And Wilsonville just reloaded again this year too, Jeff. They're 13-0 in their conference. Colton Brains looked for Nathan Biddle, but pass was a little bit low. Biddle draws a lot of attention. He had 3 players on him when the pass went through.
Chubb in the corner now, cross court to Brains. Again, good defense by this very solid Churchill Lancer team.
Nate Biddle is working really, really hard in there as Braden Ray finally finds that 3, much needed 3 for him.
So what that will do, Jason, is if the Comets can hit those open 3s, that'll open up things big time for Biddle inside the middle, as the Lancers will have to come out.
That's right.
Errant shot by the Lancers now. And
again, Chubb has the ability to open that up.
Nice kick to Ray from Biddle. Again, a lot of contact down low, and the referees do see it. I'm not quite sure why the close referee shot. Maybe he was tracking the shot of the ball. But the far side referee saw that contact down below as Biddle is gasping for air. He's going to get a
Carson with his second pushing foul. But again, they've got a lot of big guys to throw at him. They've even got a couple football players on the bench that they can bring in to push Biddle around if they need to. But yeah, he is, Jeff. He's working so hard on those post-ups. And I think the Comets, they just have to focus. They have to look for him right away when he makes that initial post.
Blake Eaton's into the game, dribbling the ball now. First action for the night of him. So Eaton, Colton Brains, Braden Ray, Kruger Edwards, and Hunter Chubb on the court for the Comets. For the Lancers, it's Garacki, Pia, Benyon, O'Neill, and Morgan. Again, Comets, again, taking their time here, working as Braden Ray finds an open lane, goes it in. Down goes Eaton. O'Neill has the ball and looks to push. Off to the left is Morgan. Garacki with a long shot in the corner, drains it, and that's why he is the #1 ranked senior in the state of Oregon.
And he really likes that corner shot, Jeff. We've watched him do that a lot. He just really sprinted down there to that corner.
A lot of double teaming and trapping here by the Lancers, and the Comets just can't find that open guy here as Biddle gets a rest on the bench with Coach Schmerbach. 5 minutes, 40 seconds left here, second quarter.
Comets are going to have to find out where they're going to get their offense from. Braden Ray had a nice drive to the basket on that last play. Eaton kind of picked the ball up in a difficult spot for him out there.
So back into the game, Rains, Jaden, and Biddle having a break his brother Colton Brains and Blake Eaton. 14-12 favor the Lancers here. Lancers come in with a 14-game winning streak. The Comets come in with an 8-game winning streak. So both teams are obviously playing well, the #1 and #2 ranked teams at the 5A level. Here's Garacki picked up by Brains. Backdoor stolen away by Kruger Edwards. Now in the hands of Brains, who's looking up court. A high court pass, and that's a turnover again by Jaden Brains.
So that again, the angle is not good passing it up there, Jeff, but Biddle at least had his guy sealed much higher than he did before. It wasn't a pass down underneath the basket, but that one I think Jaden was just throwing a little bit low. O'Neill, not a bad athlete, and he was able to get up there and intercept that pass from Brains. But that's 3 turnovers we've seen from Jaden trying to throw that ball up above the 3-point line.
O'Neill asking for the post up to Garacki on the block.
It's interesting to me. I've seen Garacki go down there and post up, but he only stays down there for a second. That must be something Coach Schmerbach must have, in reviewing tape, must have seen that Garacki doesn't particularly like getting on the block.
It is interesting to change the defensive scheme. Arguably, Crater Comets controlled both games earlier this year. Obviously, the big win at Les Schwab Invitational, but then also at Churchill, Crater was pretty much in control of that game, arguably.
I agree.
At the end. So it's interesting to come out with a different defensive scheme. But
indeed, and Brains in particular, I thought really outplayed Samaje Morgan in that game in Churchill. So I anticipated seeing Brains against Morgan again. Instead, we've got Hunter Chubb guarding Morgan.
Change is good, so says some people around me, so embrace it. Here's Benyon, works his way into the lane. A nifty shot up and in with his left hand as he uses the rim to protect it against Biddle. 16-12 now, 3 minutes, 40 seconds left. Biddle into the lane, contact, and off the hands of Benyon. It's going to stay on this end.
Brian Garacki, Jeff, has committed to Point Loma Nazarene University in San Diego, California, which is another beautiful school.
A lot of contact underneath, and the referee, again, sees it. The same referee who's been calling all the fouls tonight. So a couple letting them play, one of them not. They'll get in sync, I'm sure. It's the 5th team foul on the Lancers here, 2 on the Comets. kind of get a feeling the crowd's waiting to erupt, and there's a three-point shot by Biddle off the dribble to his left.
And Nate Biddle, the most likely player on the court to help the crowd erupt. You know, Jaden Brains is doing a nice job bothering Garaki's dribble.
And there's a nice in and out pass to Pia, who quickly drains that shot as he started the game that way. That was all by O'Neal. Ball tipped away by Morgan on the long pass from Brains. So again, you see that. That's good basketball. A penetration into the lane. You draw the attention and you kick to that shooter.
Driving and dishing. And again, Pia is just a knockdown shooter. Churchill has some very good shooters.
Jaden Brains with the three-point attempt comes off to the left. A long pass to Morgan, who snatches it away midair. Here's Pia again with an open look. A set shot kind of. Long rebound. Up battled. Couple Lancers. That's going to end up in the hands of the Lancers here with 2 minutes and 33 seconds to go. Substitutions into the game, and there's a timeout finally. I was just going to mention it's been a while. Some of these players need a big-time rest. Score on the John L. Scott scoreboard. It's the Crater Comets 15 and the Lancers 19.
Circle K is your on-the-go tailgate headquarters. Whether it's a home game or a road game, when you need a big play, call on My Circle K. From their always fresh premium brewed coffee, ice-cold fountain drinks and sodas, fresh made-for-travel deli items. When it comes to special teams, nothing is more special than My Circle K's Kickback Reward Program. Rewards every purchase, every time. Find them, follow them, throw a tailgate party with them. MyCircleK.com.
It takes meticulous planning, continuous monitoring, and forward thinking to deliver the perfect 3-egg omelet.
And welcome back to Crater High School. Jeff Lang alongside Jason Brewster on this Tuesday night, 19-15 in favor of the Winston Churchill Lancers. Coach Kelly Book, and let's talk a little bit about him. Again, he is in his 10th year at Churchill High School. He spent 14 years over at Redmond High School. He won the 2003 state title. Marty Lunan, the great University of Oregon player, played for him there. He stood 6'9", still plays pro ball over in Italy. He was drafted in the second round, late in the second round, by the Houston Rockets, Marty Lunan. Kelly Bookin, a little trivia for you, Jason. So Kelly Bookin played in the Midwestern League. Do you know what high school that he went to? I'll give you three choices.
All right, I'm going to say they're no longer. Well, let me eliminate. Are they still in the Midwestern League? Okay,
yeah,
all right.
One of 9 teams in the Midwestern League.
Okay, so it's not North Eugene because Danny Ainge is our only famous North Eugene alum. I don't believe it's Churchill because that just seems too obvious. I'm going to go with. I'm thinking Bookin looks like a former Springfield Miller.
Close, no cigar. He played for Willamette High School. Coach Kelly
Will
Bookin.
High.
Ball knocked out of Morgan's hands. Here's O'Neal with the 15-foot jumper, and he drains that, and he can do that now. 21-15, the minute 40 to go. Ball nearly poked away by Eaton out of Morgan's hands. Lancers beat the Comets to the ball on the floor. Again, very low scoring first half for really both teams. Comets used to holding players or teams to a low total as the ball rims out from the sophomore Brains. Comets average 48 points on the defensive end against each team. So a great defensive team. Here's Benyon with an open look off the side of the backboard. Kind of a tough angle he took. Now here's Brains. He's going to be tripped up by Benyon. That's the 6th team foul.
How about that passing on that last offensive possession from Churchill, Jeff? They just had the Comets spinning around. Silas Benyon was warned. First of all, Coach Bookin got up and yelled at him for throwing his hands in the air after fouling Brains. And then the official went over and talked to him and said no exaggeration like that after a foul. Maybe just a warning for him.
1:06 here left in the second quarter. 16 fouls on Churchill, so it's interesting to see. There's a poor pass by Jaden Brains, another turnover. Benyon goes up with a step, throws his arms up again, but makes the bucket. So those turnovers are costly if you're a point guard or if you're a Crater Comet fan for Brains. And it's not easy, Jason. These are quick, and I mean super quick defensive athletes out here for Churchill High.
Churchill is a very active defensive team, and they've studied film too, Jeff. There are certain Comets that they have decided they're going to let shoot the ball, and so far tonight they've been making correct decisions.
Shot by Eaton is long, brought down by Garacki. 20 seconds left now. Coach Kelly Bookin, the athletic director for the Eugene School District and also the athletic director, of course, at Winston Churchill High, shouting instructions. 8 seconds now as Morgan works his way into the lane. A lot of contact and a foul called. He'll have a couple free throws with 4 seconds left.
I'm not saying it was the wrong call, but the official who was by far the furthest away from that play called the foul. Looked like Edwards did get a bit of Samaje Morgan's left hand as he went in for that layup.
Stay tuned. Coming up is the Crater Foundation halftime report. The foundation provides scholarships for Crater graduates to help them take the next step and succeed. Learn how you can help them too at craterfoundation.district6.org. Jason, one question I'm going to ask you at halftime is how can the Comets manufacture some points here? So with 4 seconds left in the half, they have just 15 points on the scoreboard. So we'll talk a little bit about that as Hunter Chubb, the long desperation shot, score on the John L. Scott scoreboard with a big crowd here tonight. Churchill Lancers 25 and the Crater Comets 15.
Hey, it's Officer Evans, Central Point Police Department, here with another episode of Traffic Safety First. We're going to talk about intersection laws today. Let's go. For this episode, we're going to be talking about parking near or stopping at intersections. To help us with this, we have a special guest, Jax.
Hello.
We're going to use this car and this map. Our first topic today, we'll talk about when a vehicle is supposed to stop at an intersection. Jax will show us where a vehicle is supposed to stop. As you can see here, Jax has stopped his vehicle at the edge of the white lines, indicating a pedestrian crossing zone at the intersection. If no one is in the zone after you stop and you need better visibility to enter an intersection, you may then pull up slowly until visibility is clear and then enter the intersection when safe to do so. For our second topic, we'll be talking about stop signs. Hey Jax, you know what a stop sign means?
Kind of. So when somebody drives up to a stop sign, they park right here, and then a car goes by to his house, then the car slowly moves forward and then goes right there to where it needs to go.
Right, that's perfect. Stop signs are pretty self-explanatory, but we get asked all the time, how close can a person park to a stop sign? Any guesses?
Right here?
It's very close. How many feet do you think that is?
10.
10? The actual law states that it's 20 feet from the stop sign.
Right here?
Perfect. I'll take it. And finally, let's briefly discuss four-way stops. This one is mostly well known, but it's worth mentioning. At a four-way stop, the person who comes to a complete stop at the intersection first has the right-of-way. The order then follows that same trend, and the next person who stopped is the next person who has the right-of-way.
Why was the cop at the beach?
Why?
Because there was a crime wave.
That's it for our 5th episode. For any exceptions to the information, please review the Oregon Revised Statute for each topic. Many thanks to our guest star, and we will see you next month for our 6th episode of Traffic Safety First.
workers' comp claim was denied. Or was it accepted? Now what are you supposed to do? Find out for free. Call Schlesinger and de Villeneuve immediately and let us fight for you.
Since 1991, Medford area residents have looked to Eye Care Associates of Southern Oregon for vision care for the whole family. Specializing in optometry for adults and children, ECA uses state-of-the-art diagnostic tools to scan for health risks and get your prescription just right. Get your students a comprehensive vision check to ensure they have their best chance to learn and succeed. And look good while you see well. Specialists in our optical boutique have extensive styles on hand or can special order. We hope to see your family at Eye Care Associates of Southern Oregon. Visit eyecaresouthern.oregon.com to learn more.
Waiting, even a few days, to report a work injury or illness could cost you everything. But how do you know what you should do? Find out for free. Call Schlesinger and de Villeneuve immediately and let us fight for you. The driver of the car that hit me is uninsured. Can I still make a claim? Oh, I know. LetUsFightForYou.com.
For several weeks, the Southern Oregon Sports Commission has shown you examples of good sportsmanship and bad sportsmanship. Here's why. 75% of youth athletes quit sports by the age of 13 because they're not having fun. 75% of rookie referees also quit each year. Why? Well, it's because of the way they're treated by coaches and parents. We can do better. We must do better. Know your role. Learn more at southernoregonsports.com.
How long will it take to settle my car accident case? Oh, I know. LetUsFightForYou.com.
Circle K is your on-the-go tailgate headquarters. Whether it's a home game or a road game, when you need a big play, call on My Circle K. From their always fresh premium brewed coffee, ice-cold fountain drinks and sodas, fresh made-for-travel deli items. When it comes to special teams, nothing is more special than My Circle K's Kickback Reward Program. Rewards every purchase, every time. Find them, follow them, throw a tailgate party with them. MyCircleK.com.
Listen up, everyone. Listen up. You know that great deal got him a new car? This is the guy from Lithia who made it all possible, Carlos.
Hey, Carlos. Hey, Carlos.
You want someone who's going to take care of you and not just the dealership? My guy should be your guy.
Hola, Carlos.
But not for you, little sister. Thank you for coming.
Find your guy during Jeep Adventure Days going on now at Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford and on lithiasuperstore.com. Not a dealership, a partnership.
This year, don't just replace your windows, renew them with beautiful and energy-efficient windows from Bill's Glass. Having new windows installed by Bill's Glass dramatically update and improves the look of your home and helps reduce energy bills year-round. Let Bill's Glass show you what you've been missing. Bill's Glass, the largest glass company in Southern Oregon for your home or auto, as well as the trusted industry leader for over 40 years. Bill's Glass in Ashland and Medford, and now Bill's Glass in Grants Pass.
It takes meticulous planning, continuous monitoring, and forward thinking to deliver the perfect 3-egg omelet.
Rock Sports would like to thank you fans for watching tonight and for your great comments on our new YouTube-based Lithia Superstore Game Center. Located on the homepage of our website, you can watch multiple streams live or go full screen with your favorite team's game. One way to help us keep this great service going is by subscribing to our YouTube channel. Just type Table Rock Sports in the search bar and click on the red subscribe button. You'll be entered to win prizes and get notices on local sporting events before they go live. You help us with a click, we'll help keep you in the game when you can't be there live, and you'll have a chance to win crispy, crunchy chicken and 2020 game tickets to an Oregon College event. Subscribe today.
Let's go! At US Cellular, we heard you. You want a wireless plan that works for you. That's why we're giving you unlimited data for just $30 on a network ranked #1 in network quality performance. All that and no hidden fees. That's the best value in wireless. That work for you? US Cellular. Choose fair.
For the best deals in wireless on a network that works in the middle of anywhere, visit Siskiyou Cellular, your local U.S. Cellular agent. 7 locations, including Central Point off Plaza Boulevard.
The Associates for Oral and Maxillofacial Surgery provide professional, personal, and compassionate care for their patients. Their offices in Medford, Grants Pass, and Klamath Falls practice the full scope of services, from corrective jaw surgery to wisdom teeth removal and much more. For more information or to schedule your complimentary dental implant consultation, call 541-779-3781.
We think in our stores that we have the best selection and the best value for the dollar.
My name's Haley, and I've been showing sheep for 5 years through 4-H and pigs for 2 years through 4-H. 2 years ago I got Grand Champion, and today I got Reserve Grand Champion. It's a really good program, and it teaches the kids self-responsibility. And the program wouldn't be how it is today if we didn't have people like Sherb coming out and supporting us.
If you shop with us, you will save money.
Dear Dad, I was afraid to say this to your face, but I heard you yelling again from the stands during my game. You were shouting at the coach, the refs, even the other parents. It embarrasses me when you yell at everyone. It really stresses me out. I love sports. I love my team. I just want to play, but not if you always lose your temper. Love, Katie.
Know your role. Learn more at southernoregonsports.com.
And welcome back here to Crater High School. Jeff Lang alongside Jason Brewster, TableRockSports.net. Good news and bad news. Good news is the Comets are only down by 10. Bad news is the Comets are down by 10.
And they only scored 15 in the first half.
That's right.
So in some cases that could be seen as insurmountable. Hopefully Coach Schmerbach made some adjustments at halftime that are going to help put some points on the board. Jeff, I don't think they're certainly not getting run out of the gym by the Churchill Lancers. 25 points is nothing to write home about, but 15 points is a very beatable halftime score. Nathan Biddle with 7 points to lead the Comets, Braden Ray with 3, Hunter Chubb with 3, and Kruger Edwards with 2. Biddle and Edwards have both gone off on the Lancers in past games, and so you got to expect that if the Comets are going to get back into this game and give themselves a chance to win, it's going to have to be on the shoulders of their 2 big guys, Jeff.
So as I mentioned earlier, late in that second quarter, the Comets average an allowance of 48 points a game for their opponents, and so they're right on pace, keeping Churchill in check with 25 in the first half, which is great. I would have asked you before the game started, would you take 50 points by the Lancers at game's end? And I think that you would.
I would have told you if the Lancers only score 50 points, the Comets are winning tonight.
So the issue seems to be obviously on the offensive front. How can the Comets manufacture points? And obviously that's through the three-point line. That's through running fast breaks, transition offense, but then also making shots and get the ball in the hands of Biddle. So we'll interested.
Got to be more Nate Biddle this half, Jeff. I saw the first quarter, Nate Biddle posted up.
And there's a steal by Brains. Brains works his way to the left, goes up with his left and misses the chipper. So afraid of the contact was Brains. He's a left-handed player. He had a clear lane path to the left hand, and the defensive pressure caused him to go to the right.
That's 2 missed layups from Jaden. It just seems like Benyon might be in his head a little bit. It was Garacki that was chasing him down on the last one, but he did a nice job again jumping that passing lane. More of that kind of defense from Brains could help the Comets turn things around.
Good opening defensive possession there for the Comets early as Pia goes by. Kruger Edwards. Again, Comets changed the defensive lineup for this game specifically, putting the 6'6" Edwards on the 6-foot Pia, who's a bit quicker, and he's found his way to the bucket several times and also had some open shots. So we'll see.
To Kruger's defense, again, he's 6'6". He's kind of a post guy, and he's not used to guarding guys clear out there beyond the three-point line. As an errant pass gets intercepted by Benyon.
Turnover by Edwards as he was looking back door.
So Jeff was examining the Comets' last offensive possession again. Same thing. Biddle is posting up hard, and I can't tell if the Comets who are on the perimeter are looking at him or if they're just looking away. They're moving the ball around the perimeter, but they're not feeding Biddle inside. He's your racehorse. You've got to go with him.
Garaki blocked easily by Biddle on the drive, and the switch from Vrains to Biddle. So again, the defensive pressure's still there.
Yep. The Comets' defense has not been bad. They gave away some of those backdoor cuts early in the game, but in the second quarter they tightened it up a little bit.
Pia works his way to the middle. Churchill completely spread out. 5 players all on the perimeter. Now Garaki comes to the high post. And a backdoor into Pia. He can't handle that. Into the hands of Edwards, so a turnover caused by the Comets. Again, large crowd here at Crater High School waiting for some offensive production by the Comets. There's a pass up underneath, pump fake. Silas goes up, so a good backdoor cut by Hunter Chubb.
Good find from Nathan Biddle, and Nate Biddle, fortunately, Jeff, is finding good inside passes, but he's the guy that needs to be receiving those passes as well.
Full timeout by Coach Kelly Book, and we'll do the same here. 27-17, favor of the Lancers.
Hello, I'm School Resource Officer Robert Monenbach from the Central Point Police Department. Along with Officer Godley, we work to keep School District 6 students safe. As school resource officers, we receive specialized training to help students feel safe and offer someone to turn to with questions or concerns. This resource is not only for the students, but it extends to the parents and school staff. Part of our duties include visiting each school in Central Point and leading the 5th grade DARE education program each year. Central Point Police Department, dedicated to service and committed to excellence.
Dear Dad, I was afraid to say this to your face, but I heard you yelling again from the stands during my game. You were shouting at the coach, the refs, even the other parents. It embarrasses me when you yell at everyone. It really stresses me out. I love sports. I love my team. I just want to play, but not if you always lose your temper. Love, Katie.
And we're back after a 60-second timeout by Coach Kelly Book. And boy, from my observations over the last 5 years, one of the better coaches that you'll find in high school basketball.
Yeah, one defensive breakdown from the Lancers there, and he had some adjustments to make.
Garaki with the absolute open look, and there's the first rebound.
Pardon?
Second rebound for
That was
Nate
Nate
Biddle.
Biddle's second rebound, and Dylan Carson, if he's the one getting called for that foul, which he is, that's his 3rd foul. So yes, Nate Biddle's second rebound. That's a young man who is averaging double-digit rebounds, and Carson has done a nice job keeping him off of the glass. There he is. Biddle again is posting up hard, but Braden Ray steps up cool as a cucumber and nails another 3.
So Braden Ray, if I'm counting right, is 2 of 5 on the evening on the 3-point stripe. So big shot from the junior, 27-20 now. 5 minutes left, third quarter. Pia with it, lots of pressure from Vrains. Backdoor into Benyon. He's going to be blocked by Biddle on the help. And those Lancers, on that time, Benyon wasn't aware, but if I'm a Lancer, I know that Biddle's coming at some juncture.
I always know where Biddle is. So, Jeff, I lied because I said that the Comets solved that backdoor problem, but what's happening now is there's a screen right about the free throw line, and they're making that pass underneath. Nice move from Dylan Carson.
Great pass from Silas Benyon. 29-20 now, 4 minutes, 44 seconds left to go, third quarter. Vrains picks up his dribble. Here's Braden Ray, back to Vrains. Vrains going to go up top. Biddle goes up high and gets it. So a nice pass in that same spot that you've been mentioning to Biddle.
Same spot. That's a difficult pass, and Vrains was able to complete it. Biddle able to gather it in. Biddle fouls Garacki on the drive. Probably a good thing. Garacki, if he would have gotten past Biddle, would have been able to throw that one down.
It's Biddle's first foul of the evening. So again, 7-point spread. 4 minutes, 24 seconds left to go.
See Biddle sagging off of Dylan Carson.
Rebounded by Carson, now in the hands of Pia. Morgan, good ball movement for the Lancers. Benyon now has it. Works on Edwards. And a tough shot by Benyon. He wants contact. Of course, he wants contact every play. Some players get those calls. He doesn't there on that one, but a great shot. There's a long three-point shot by Braden Ray, picked up into the hands of Benyon now, who's on the move. No one picks him up. An errant pass in the hands of Morgan. Morgan into the corner, into Benyon. Benyon drives in. A kick to Pia. Pia is hot from three-point land, and he's short. Good ball movement from the Lancers on that possession.
There's Biddle again posting up really hard.
Kruger Edwards now up top, and he makes a bounce pass right into the basket of Brian Garacki with no Comets around. So Comets are certainly out of sorts on the offensive end tonight. You know, in previous games, Jason, you and I, we've been to every Comet game this season as Benyon drains a three-pointer, falling out of bounds, 34-22. We've seen the Comets run repeatedly on made baskets and missed baskets, and we just haven't seen that tonight. And so is that part of the Lancers or is that part of the Comets
I think
tonight?
It's the Comets. It usually starts again with point guard Jaden Brains, but it also starts with rebounds, Jeff. You know, like you say, we do it on made baskets as well, but so far Nate Biddle's got 2 rebounds. Kruger Edwards has 2, Malachi Grant has 2, but the Comets are just not rebounding the basketball.
Timeout on the floor. John L. Scott scoreboard reads the Winston Churchill Lancers 34, the Crater Comets 22.
Doctors James Savage and Rajiv Rajagopal are happy to welcome Dr. Brian Clevenger to the Associates for Oral and Maxillofacial Surgery. Their offices in Medford, Grants Pass, and Klamath Falls offers a full scope of services from corrective jaw surgery, wisdom teeth removal, general anesthesia, dental implants, and much more. For more information or to schedule a consultation, call 541-779-3781. That's 541-779-3781.
Let's go! At US Cellular, we heard you. You want a wireless plan that works for you. That's why we're giving you unlimited data for just $30 on a network ranked #1 in network quality performance. All that and no hidden fees. That's the best value in wireless. That work for you? US Cellular. Choose fair.
For the best deals in wireless on a network that works in the middle of anywhere, visit Siskiyou Cellular, your local US Cellular agent. 7 locations, including Central Point off Plaza Boulevard.
And welcome back to Crater High School. Jeff Lang alongside Jason Brewster. 34-22 is the #1 ranked Lancers. Find themselves ahead by 12. And it's hard to repeat such an outstanding game that we had a month ago up at Churchill High, where the Comets had the game in check, but the game went into overtime and the Lancers went ahead for the win. It was a thriller. We're glad to have that.
It was a great game. Brian Garacki going head-to-head with Nate Biddle. Nate Biddle there. Jaden Brains pushing the ball up the court, now finds Biddle.
And there's 2 buckets. So Comets decide to play a little bit more defense there on Biddle on the block, and here's O'Neal again. Another block by Biddle, a hustle save by Kruger Edwards right into the hands of O'Neal. An unfortunate save as Edwards had Braden Ray right there, but had to go behind his back on the save and right into the breadbasket of O'Neal, who goes across underneath the basket for that 2 points. There's Colton Brains about 28 feet away from the basket, just looking to pass the ball. He's picked up by Benyon. Lancers in a man-to-man.
There's that inlet pass. So good to see Braden Ray at least looking for Nate Biddle there again. Silas Benyon with the heady backside defense play. Ray did a good job throwing the ball away from the defense, but Benyon just got there quickly. Again, Jeff, these are all seniors on the court. This is a mature team and a smart team.
Right into the hands of Isaiah Wallace by Jaden Brains. So a tough night for Jaden here. He has his head down, dribbling it over a half court here now. Biddle, for a long three-point shot. Rebounded by O'Neal. 38-24, a minute 20 left here in the third quarter. Lancers content to run some time off the clock. As Comets are in, looks to be a 2-3 zone here for the last minute of the quarter. Interesting defensive scheme here with a lot of time left, down by 14, and you're letting that team run off. So
I think you pressure them, try and get the 5-second call, force them into a shot.
Yeah, your defense is great. You're playing great defense, so let's go ahead and man up and see what happens. .30 seconds left here on the clock in the third quarter. That's going to be a personal foul on Brains. That's just the third team foul on the Comets. Into the game, Peyton Anhorn. He's going to substitute Jaden Brains. Ball into Pia now, into the backcourt. He'll cross over half court. 20 seconds left to go. Picked up by Hunter Chubb. Again, content just to let him dribble the ball here. As we close out the third quarter, Coach Kelly Bookin wants a timeout, so he takes some action. There's 13 seconds left. Let's go ahead and keep it right here, Chelsea, and we'll get a few great words in for some of our sponsors. Let's talk about Eye Care Associates of Southern Oregon. Sharp vision. It's important for your student athletes on the field and in the classroom. Eye Care Associates of Southern Oregon on Royal Avenue in Medford. Vision care for the entire family with state-of-the-art equipment and the optical boutique for the right look. Visit eyecaresouthern.com to learn more.
Also, folks, Bill's Glass is proud to be a sponsor with Table Rock Sports. Bill's Glass has been the industry leader and clear choice in Southern Oregon for almost 50 years. Covering the full spectrum of glass from your vehicle to any room in your house. Locally owned, family run, Bill's Glass in Medford, Ashland, and Grants Pass.
So frustrating night for most of the people in the gym. All of the people on the Crater Comets bench as Benyon makes a nice kick to Wallace. Penetration with the three, and that's good basketball, folks, as Wallace hits the three to rub a little bit more salt in the wound. Score on the John L. Scott scoreboard, the Lancers 41 and the Comets 24. We'll be right back after these messages.
Workers' comp claim was denied. Or was it accepted? Now what are you supposed to do? Find out for free. Call Schlesinger and de Villeneuve immediately and let us fight for you.
Since 1991, Medford area residents have looked to Eye Care Associates of Southern Oregon for vision care for the whole family. Specializing in optometry for adults and children, ECA uses state-of-the-art diagnostic tools to scan for health risks and get your prescription just right. Get your students a comprehensive vision check to ensure they have their best chance to learn and succeed. And look good while you see well. Specialists in our optical boutique have extensive styles on hand or can special order. We hope to see your family at Eye Care Associates of Southern Oregon. Visit eyecaresouthern.org.com to learn more.
Waiting, even a few days, to report a work injury or illness could cost you everything. But how do you know what you should do? Find out for free. Call Schlesinger and de Villeneuve immediately and let us fight for you.
And welcome back to Crater High School for fourth quarter action. This game arguably has not lived up, Jason.
Nope.
To what we expected, nor the last game, or even the game before that, as these Lancers have come in and imposed their will. Double team down on Biddle on the block. He's got four players around him, gets that one up and in. That was an assist from Braden Ray. And we haven't seen a whole lot of that tonight.
Yeah, that's I mean, that honestly, Jeff, is the way the Comets could get back in this. Obviously, the Lancers have the ability to slow the game down and limit offensive possessions from the Comets, but if they can get the ball into Nathan Biddle, it's almost guaranteed either 2 points or a trip to the foul line for Nate Biddle as they're beat one more time on the backdoor cut.
So these backdoor cuts, is that an issue where Biddle has to come out on the three-point line and the Comets are not
what they're
used
doing.
to it?
Yep.
Because they're used to having him behind on that defense?
That's right. Biddle's man is drawing him out of the key, and I think that the Comets have been used to having Biddle back there protecting the basket, Jeff, and they're getting those backdoor screens. And to the Lancers' credit, they're finding their those cuts immediately as soon as they happen.
Substitutions, both Vrains brothers into the game, sophomore Colton and senior Jaden. Vrains with the long three-point shot hits that with ease. So a quick 5 points here to start the fourth quarter for Biddle. Again, very difficult to come back against any team with a 17-point deficit in the fourth quarter. There's Biddle, who literally jumps over Garacki, splits him.
He did. He kind of moved his outside leg to avoid the foul.
Garacki's been blocked enough, he says no, and he kicks it back to the outside. So 14-point spread. Ball stolen away by Braden Ray, and he throws it off of the back shoulder of Biddle. So nothing, absolutely nothing going Coach Chris Schmerbach's way here.
Coach Bookin's instructions, it looks like, to these Lancers, Jeff, is only take layups. I think they're going to look for backdoor cuts or dunks.
And we've seen that play before as Garacki goes baseline and kind of does that Statue of Liberty, hand behind the head almost, and rams it home. Here's Biddle from the outside, and we know that he can connect from three. And finally, he's just saying, I'm tired of all this pushing and shoving underneath. I'm just going to go 4 feet behind the three-point line and start pulling the trigger.
And he shoots the ball high and quick. The downside is, if and when he misses it, the Comets do not have their best rebounder in there.
We have a full timeout here at Crater High School. We'll be right back here at TableRockSports.net.
Hello, I'm Lennox Scott, Chairman and CEO of John O. Scott Real Estate. In 1931, my grandfather started John O. Scott Real Estate. I would like to take a moment to thank you for your trust in allowing us to serve your real estate needs. Helping you realize your home ownership dreams is why we do what we do. But one thing is clear, it takes place one client at a time, each individual buyer or seller, because at the end of the day, it comes down to you. The past few years have been an incredible...
And welcome back to Crater High School. Jeff Lang alongside Jason Brewster. We got a highlight that we're going to queue up for you here. As you can see, Nathan Biddle going up and scissoring Brian Garacki and clearing him between two legs, and then Biddle regains himself and blocks the talented Brian Garacki. So what a defensive play by what I believe.
Speaking of defense, Jeff, the Comets have to lock down right now, and you're seeing it. And there's the contact that Benyon's been looking for all night. What were you about to say, Jeff? I interrupted you.
No, I like the play on Benyon. He had the clear lane. Chubb went straight up, floor to ceiling, but Benyon has that ability to go in and create that contact, which kind of makes it a difficult call for the referee.
It does. Benyon, I mean, one could argue he's the one that initiated that contact, but he does a good job. He floats. He's got the body control, waits for the contact, then tries to get the shot off. Chubb, a good jumper, able to still block the shot, or at least keep him from getting a three-point play out of it.
So it's February 25th, Jason. Let's talk about next game. Not that this one's over, but the Comets take to the road on Friday, and they're going to go up and play the Thurston Colts, and then their regular season's over. They will then wait until the OSAA rankings freeze on March 4th, where the final 16 teams will be seeded. Again, according to rankings, they're going to be 1, 2, 3, somewhere in that area. they'll have a home game, and we'll have that here for you on TableRockSports.net on March 7th. I believe that's a Saturday. And the winner of that game will make it to the Final 8 in the state playoffs at Gill Coliseum at Oregon State University. And we look to be with you the entire way. And the hope here, I'm sure, is that the Comets and the Lancers get matched up again for that 4th matchup of the season.
So in the Midwestern League, Jeff, looks like the Comets and Churchill certainly going 1 and 2. As far as playoff berths, though, there's 2 other teams that are guaranteed a slot, likely to be at this point Springfield and Willamette. And then we've got North Eugene and Thurston battling it out for that at-large bid. Now, Thurston's got a tough haul. Thurston still has to play, as you mentioned, Crater on Friday. And then they have to play Churchill again before their season's over, before their regular season's over. Biddle missed both of those free throws. But Thurston not likely. North Eugene the more likely at-large bid from the Midwestern League as Morgan shows his explosive speed.
Braden Ray with the rebound. Here's the Comets now on the move with nothing to lose. Vrains goes to Biddle, recovers the errant pass, works his way into the lane. A lot of contact. Finally a call for what will be the 4th team foul on the Lancers. Churchill High School opened in 1966 in West Eugene, has about 1,200 students, very similar to the size of Crater High School. These Lancers will next travel to Coos Bay, and they'll take on North Bend this Friday night. Here's Kruger Edwards, who's had a difficult night as well, and he turns that over in the lane as he mishandles the ball, has a despondent look for the referee on the turnover. So a tough senior night for Kruger Edwards and Jaden Vrains and what would be Tyler McIntosh. He started. He took one shot and missed it. So the seniors have struggled between the 3 of them. They've got 2 points, Jeff, and Kruger Edwards, I think that he's averaging about 20 points against the Comets. Against the Churchill Lancers. The Comets did a nice job swarming Pia on that possession, but he got the ball free to Garacki. It's clear the Lancers are going to try to dribble this out. Not even hardly looking, kind of looking at the basket, but not much. Biddle almost stole that one from Carson. The official called a foul on Nate Biddle after Dylan Carson and Silas Benyon ran into each other. Biddle was a bystander. Shocking, and then he stared Biddle down after that. We've seen that from that same official. He was waiting for Nate to smile at him so he could call another technical. Apparently, that's what happened a couple of weeks ago with Biddle. Boy, we all make mistakes, don't we? And on that play, Dylan Carson fouled his teammate Silas Benyon, and the foul was called on Nathan Biddle, who is the next closest to the ball. That happens at times. These Churchill Lancers just have the talent to dribble the ball out. They've got a plethora of guards, and they can dribble until the cows come home, if you will, here.
Isaiah Wallace really selling that foul. It looks like Vrains might have barely touched him, but he looks like he got the wind knocked out of him. I'll tell you on that foul call when Carson and Benyon collided, like you say, we all make mistakes, but this is a packed house of angry Comet fans who let the official have it after that foul call.
These Comet fans, of course, have just seen 32 points.
They are frustrated Comet fans.
That's right. And, game of basketball is funny. Ball bounces in weird ways, even though it's round, folks. And it happens. But you kind of look to the next game and what's more important. And what might be more important at this point in time is how do you regroup, gain some confidence for the trip, what hopes to be for the Comets up to Corvallis and Oregon State for the state playoffs. again, they've proven that they can beat this team. They've proven that they can beat other big teams in the state. And you just never know from night to night with these high school kids.
Well, one of the things, Jeff, I think is getting back to the basics, getting back to the things that the Comets do well. And one of the things they didn't do particularly well, good to see Jaden Brains get on the board with that big three. One of the things I think they didn't do particularly well tonight is pushing the ball up the court, setting the pace of the game. I think Churchill really controlled the pace of this game throughout.
Hunter Chubb going to challenge Brian Garacki, and that's going to be a block by Garacki. He'll kick it back into the hands of Isaiah Wallace. Again, Comets playing with a ton of effort here now late in the fourth quarter, down by 12.
He dribbles it off his own foot. So that big three from senior Jaden Brains, timely three, keeps a little bit of life in the Comets here. Nate Biddle has knocked down a couple of threes in this quarter. Both Colton Brains and Braden Ray, good three-point shooters. Hunter Chubb, a good three-point shooter. So there are some scorers out here, but they need to get shots up.
Good defense as the Lancers double team, but too much arm on that reach by Benyon. It's going to be the 5th team foul on Kelly Bookin's Lancers. We love talking about famous alums. Let's talk about a couple famous alums from Winston Churchill High School. First of all,
Winston Churchill.
Nope, not Winston Churchill. Stanley Love, a 1983 grad. He's an astronaut. He went up in the 2008 Space Shuttle Atlantis. He spent 2 weeks, Jason, 2 weeks, as Colton Brains drains a three-pointer and draws the lead down to 9. But he spent 2 weeks up in space.
2 weeks in space.
There's a nice pass from Wallace to Garacki, who kisses it off the glass for 2. Brains now for 3 points. Off the front of the rim, tracked down by Pia. Another famous alum for Churchill is Jordan Kent, a 2001 graduate. He was 11-time state champion. He went on to participate in University of Oregon track, basketball, and football. He was drafted in the 6th round by the Seattle Seahawks.
Nice.
Long jump, 25 feet 1 inch in high school.
Wow, in high school?
Yeah.
That's a college level long jumping, isn't it?
Yeah, he's now an announcer for the Pac-12 network in basketball. So his dad, of course, was the head coach, Ernie Kent, for the University of Oregon Ducks for a long, long time.
Silas Benyon proving why he's the team leader for this Churchill Lancers team. Jeff, they have now reached double what they had at halftime. So again, Churchill scoring 50 points. In most cases, would have thought that would have given the Comets a good opportunity to win, but not tonight.
Long pass to Pia. He's going to have the easy 2 finger roll. A minute 36 left here in the fourth quarter, so a frustrating night indeed. Let's just kind of recap the coaches poll at the 5A level. We've got Churchill ranked number 1 among coaches with 100 points. Crater is second with 84. As Biddle hits a long three-pointer, again to bring the lead back to 11. Silverton is third among coaches with 83 points. Wilsonville fourth with 73. And fifth is West Albany with 56. From an outsider's point of view, it kind of looks like a 4-horse race, but you never really know in high school. And those 4 horses, Wilsonville, Silverton, Crater, and Churchill. It's going to be a great semifinal night, March 12th, folks. Mark it. Watch it online here at TableRockSports.net or watch it live in person up at Oregon State University.
Yeah, and those 4 teams, Jeff, in the last couple of years anyway that we've been to Corvallis, those have been the 4 teams that, of course, we were there for Crater, watching Crater, but Silverton, Wilsonville, Churchill, they've all been in the running. Of course, Thurston a couple of years ago was the team to beat and didn't get beat. But Thurston definitely in rebuilding mode right now.
All right, so let's put your coaching hat on, Jason. Let's say that you're Coach Schmierbach. You're down by, 12 points here to the #1 team in the state on your home floor. There was a lot of anticipation for tonight, big crowd. What do you go into the locker room and tell your players?
Well, I mean, we split the games 2-3 throughout the year. The two conference games, Churchill came away with both of the wins. But I think that you have to go into this saying, look, we learned some things about what Churchill can do and what they do. But I say that the Crater Comets in their last two meetings, they essentially, they won the first one outright. The second one had it not been for kind of a bad bounce at the end of the game, they would have put the second game away too. So I walk away from this saying, look, this is a team that we can still beat. We didn't have our best showing tonight in spite of the adversity that the Comets faced. I think if I'm Coach Schmierbach, I'm going to tell them this is a team that we look forward to meeting in Corvallis in the postseason because we know what we need to do to beat this team.
Okay. So conversely, I'll ask you the same question for Coach Kelly Book, and he's got the #1 team in the state, same as he did last year going into the state tournament. He was the odds-on favorite to win into that state tournament. Of course, they lost in the finals by 9 to Wilsonville, but what is he telling his players?
They got a target on their back. They've got a target on their back from the Wilsonville Wildcats and the Crater Comets, because when you've had an undefeated season like this, one of the things that a coach has to worry about, Jeff, is that other than that overtime win in Churchill, this is a team that hasn't faced that adversity. Now, the good thing for the Lancers is they've got age, they've got experience, they've got guys who have been there. But I don't know, if you're a coach, I think you kind of worry about going into the postseason not having lost for, what did you say, 18 games?
Yeah, well, they're on a 15-game winning streak now, and they'll head into Corvallis what would likely be a 17-game winning streak. So, again, like last year, how do they get that monkey off their back?
That's
Coach
right.
Kelly Bookin at Churchill High has 3 second-place finishes. He has not won that state title at Churchill, and so that, might be weighing on his as well as the player's shoulders as Biddle takes a long 3. Lots of threes with long rebounds by the Comets here as they keep shooting and keep rebounding.
So yeah, I'm not sure that I think one of the things that I'm worried about is a team that is too pacified going into the postseason. Now, again, I don't think that's necessarily a problem with this particular team because they've been there. These guys know what it's like to play in Gill Coliseum in Corvallis. They're going to feel that sense of urgency, but if I'm Coach Bookin, that's the one thing I'm concerned about. I mean, he's got loads of talent on this Churchill team. I think they came to Central Point prepared for this game tonight. Clearly, they had a game plan, and they executed, and that's a luxury for him to have players like that follow the game plan as well as they did tonight. So I think if I'm Coach Bookin, I'm going to tell him, hey, you guys did exactly what I asked you to do tonight. You keep doing this, and things are going to end well for the Lancers this season.
Wallace up and in with 2 free throws. So the Comets are going to keep the Lancers under 60 points, which again is a great defensive effort. Referee stops play in order, I believe, to get a substitution in. No. Correction on the clock, excuse me. But yeah, you go forward with that momentum and just say, well, there's not a chance we're going to have this offensive struggle next time that we play them.
Right.
And odds are going to be in your favor as Colton drains a long 3-pointer. Comets continue to play hard here. And a foul by Tyler McIntosh against Benyon.
So McIntosh could have been called, and he may still get an intentional foul there, Jeff. All he did was wrap Benyon up, and you have to make some effort to go for the ball. McIntosh, a football player, and that's a good technique in football. It looks like it's just a normal foul, if you will. But the Comets are the Lancers are in the double bonus, so Benyon gets 2 shots.
Stick with us. We'll have the MyCircleK.com post-game show, which will come your way next. We'll recap the scoring and look at some stats and check out of course, the John L. Scott scoreboard, other stats and scores around the state, all during the MyCircleK.com post-game show. Up next, a foul with 0.2 seconds left on the clock as senior Tyler McIntosh will get a couple free throws here in his final regular season game here at Crater High School, as the crowd has been disseminating here ever since really the beginning of the fourth quarter, and it was a 17-point spread at that point in time.
Yep, that's when we started to see at least the non-Crater folks starting to file out, make their way back to Medford or Grants Pass or from whence they came. McIntosh missing his second foul shot, was blanked tonight.
Final score on the John L. Scott scoreboard: Churchill Lancers 61, Crater Comets 48.
Let's go! At US Cellular, we heard you. You want a wireless plan that works for you. That's why we're giving you unlimited data for just $30 on a network ranked #1 in network quality performance. All that and no hidden fees. That's the best value in wireless. That work for you? US Cellular. Choose fair.
For the best deals in wireless on a network that works in the middle of anywhere, visit Siskiyou Cellular, your local U.S. Cellular agent. 7 locations, including Central Point off Plaza Boulevard.
The Associates for Oral and Maxillofacial Surgery provide professional, personal, and compassionate care for their patients. Their offices in Medford, Grants Pass, and Klamath Falls practice the full scope of services, from corrective jaw surgery to wisdom teeth removal and much more. For more information or to schedule your complimentary dental implant consultation, call 541-779-3781.
We think in our stores that we have the best selection and the best value for the dollar.
My name's Haley, and I've been showing sheep for 5 years through 4-H and pigs for 2 years through 4-H. 2 years ago I got grand champion, and today I got reserve grand champion. It's a really good program, and it teaches the kids self-responsibility. The program wouldn't be how it is today if we didn't have people like Sherb coming out and supporting us.
If you shop with us, you will save money.
Dear Dad, I was afraid to say this to your face, but I heard you yelling again from the stands during my game. You were shouting at the coach, the refs, even the other parents. It embarrasses me when you yell at everyone. It really stresses me out. I love sports. I love my team. I just want to play, but not if you always lose your temper. Love, Katie.
Know your role. Learn more at southernoregonsports.com.
And welcome back here to Crater High School. Jeff Lang alongside Jason Brewster, proud to bring you this one here from Crater High School. Lancers come away with a win. Big time. #1 ranked team in the state makes the 2.5-hour jaunt down I-5 and takes care of business, if you will, here at Crater High School. They move their overall record to 20-3 and 14-0 in the Midwestern League play. Coach Chris Schmierbach and the Comets fall to 17-6 overall and 13-2 in league play with 1 game left this upcoming Friday night at Thurston. Churchill still has 2 games, one on the 28th and then one on the 3rd next week. So big crowd, big anticipation, a lot of jitters, a lot of anxiety, a lot of talk early about the game. And then we run into a little deflation, right?
Yeah, the Comets never quite got going tonight, Jeff. You know, the scouting report on the Comets, at least from the Churchill Lancers standpoint, is force someone other than Nate Biddle to beat you. Nate Biddle got his 22 points, his 6 rebounds. That's lower than his averages. 3 assists, 7 blocks, so a little bit more than average on blocks. So Nate didn't have an off-the-charts game, but again, not a horrible game. But if the scouting report is make somebody else beat you, nobody else did from the Comets. There were 3 Comets that had 6 points each. That's Braden Ray, Colton Brains, and Hunter Chubb. Kruger Edwards with kind of a disappointing night, senior night for Kruger, and Kruger has really just played outstanding this whole season. But he only had 2 points tonight and 3 rebounds. So Jaden Brains on the bright side, 7 assists, kind of had a rough first half in the way of turnovers, but turned it around, hit that big 3, 7 assists, so he did some facilitating in the second half. But, the rest of the Comets, the non-Nate Biddle Comets, just didn't take care of business that they needed to in order to put the Churchill Lancers away tonight. And credit the Lancers with their game plan, Jeff.
I love high school basketball for one particular reason, is the kids are resilient at this age. And I'm quite confident that the Comets and the Churchill Lancers, both these kids, great basketball talent on both ends. One's disappointing, one's elated tonight. But these kids are resilient. They'll come back tomorrow, later in the week, with a ton of energy. And they'll hit the hardwood here, practice, and get ready for the final run here to the state tournament up at Oregon State University. I'm confident of that. So we want to thank you for watching today's broadcast. Be sure to download the free TableRockSports.net app and watch the replay of this game free on your mobile devices. We'd like to thank Crater High School Athletic Director David Hurd for hosting the Lithia Superstore Game of the Week on TableRockSports.net. Special thanks to head coaches Kelly Bookin and Chris Schmerbach. Our next Table Rock Sports production will be what we hope is Friday on the road versus the Thurston Colts at 6:45 p.m. That's February 28th. In the meantime, check out some great features on our updated website at TableRockSports.net and follow us online at Facebook.com/TableRockSports. We hope you enjoyed this free broadcast made possible by our sponsors' support. Again, Jason, you're going to have to help me. Remember the final score on the scoreboard?
61-48.
All right. This has been a special presentation of Table Rock Sports alongside Chelsea Brewster, Jason Brewster. I'm Jeff Lang saying thanks for watching and good night from Crater High School in Central Point, Oregon.
Rock Sports would like to thank you fans for watching tonight and for your great comments on our new YouTube-based Lithia Superstore Game Center. Located on the homepage of our website, you can watch multiple streams live or go full screen with your favorite team's game. One way to help us keep this great service going is by subscribing to our YouTube channel. Just type Table Rock Sports in the search bar and click on the red subscribe button. You'll be entered to win prizes and get notices on local sporting events before they go live. You help us with a click, we'll help keep you in the game when you can't be there live, and you'll have a chance to win crispy, crunchy chicken and 2020 game tickets to an Oregon College event. Subscribe today.